Okay, almost there. I think we're gonna probably take the hoodie off also. What's this? I should start scheduling. Oh, it's YouTube though. Take that long to grab them. Okay, here we go. Chat's here. Yeah, I think I am gonna real quick take my hoodie off before I get going. I do got a hot coffee, and I can already feel up a bit. Get too warm with it. So 1 second. Put OBS over here. Okay. This, that one. All right, BRB. Okay. Longer than anticipated. Get some gloves. To have lost my other gloves. Be about it at a different time. Okay, so good morning and welcome. Hello and good day. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in. My name is Tim. I go by Foam Guy on GitHub and Discord. This is a weekly live stream that I do on Saturday mornings, most typically working on something related to CircuitPython, different places on different weeks depending on what's going on. This week we are back in Circup, but before I dive right in, let me just do the sort of usual super high level explanation for anybody that might be new or catching this in the future. You don't know what I'm talking about. CircuitPython, the main website for the project, is here at circuitpython.org. This is basically a version of Python that can run on these tiny computers called microcontrollers. And these devices, typically they'll plug into your main computer with a USB cable. It will show up like a thumb drive. You edit a Python code file on that thumb drive, and then the computer that is on these microcontrollers, the actual chip here, has a whole computer inside of it that will execute the Python code for you. You can interact with various other bits of hardware that are connected to the microcontroller. Some of them have different pieces of hardware built in, like screens and touch overlays, or cherry MX switches, or knobs, or all kinds of different stuff. Alligator clips, the microbit form factor is fairly ubiquitous now. So there's all kinds of different shapes and sizes of these things, and they all run CircuitPython, all the ones listed on that downloads page at least. CircuitPython is open source. Everyone's allowed to use it. Everyone's allowed to, add support for your own hardware to CircuitPython if you would like. Everyone's allowed to put it in their own projects, use it for whatever you want. It is an open source project. It's fully funded, primarily though by Adafruit. This is their website, adafruit.com. They're a hardware and software company based out of New York, and they pay the folks who work on CircuitPython. There's a team of folks who work on it full time. And are paid by Adafruit. There's some folks like me who work on it part-time and are paid by Adafruit to do so. So huge thank you to them, as always. And if you want to help support us in CircuitPython, you can do that just by purchasing hardware at Adafruit. So head over to adafruit.com, get yourself some toys. They sell the microcontrollers themselves, but they also sell all kinds of stuff that you can kind of connect up with your microcontroller to do various things with. Good morning to Cedar Grove. Do a brief bit of cable management and desk wrangling here. Yeah, because a lot of stuff on my desk and none of it is really what I want to be using right now, which is this right here. I don't have the camera set up because pretty much everything we're going to be doing is non-visual, you know? We're just like effectively copying files to our device via Circup in the web workflow. So there's really not a whole lot to see visually. Is a big tangle of other wires doing other things though. Let's do this and one more second real quick. Wipe my nose real fast. Well, let's see. So I am gonna start with actually the latest stuff that Scott was talking about last night on the deep dive. I did not catch all of it. We went out, my wife and I went out to the world at some point, so I did not see the whole thing, but one of the things he was talking about was improvements to web workflow, which I think either were already merged or else in a PR. I think already merged. It's 4 days ago though. These are web proof. Okay, 3 days ago. Okay, it is already. And then there's IDF. He did do an IDF as well, 152. Okay. Looks like the only one that's web workflow. Okay, so we need to get a build that's within the last 3 days, basically. Which won't be on my device already. My device that I have here is well, the one that I have set up for web workflow at least is a Feather TFT, which actually I think TFT is easier, right? S2, this one is. Yeah. So we have an S3 here as well. And I don't think I don't know if it got into the alpha or not. We're going to go here. Yeah. It not yet. I don't know. What are these no branches? These are interesting, huh? I don't know what these are. I guess that's just all starting. Oh, you know what though? I think Dan was talking about that. I remember Dan mentioning during the meeting, I think, adding some stuff to add more information into the file names here. These ones show no branch, I guess maybe because they're merges or something. I think I remember him saying there was some work of it like that. Anyway, that's probably what's up. So if we take the latest one, I have UF2. So we'll just use that. Double click our reset button, of course, gets us to the boot loader if we do it at the right speed, which I did not the first time. Copy that, drop it onto our boot. And I did get a new router / access point type thing since the last time I was working on this. So 119 is the IP that's in my mind, but I think maybe that's not our IP anymore. 19, actually it is, okay. Okay. So right now, let me also connect TO just so we can see, like, I think TO, I guess we'll go in a other one. By space. Shout out also advent of code if anybody is doing advent of code. I have not done it in years past, but I am 2 for 2 on the days so far. So we'll see if I make it the full 25 days or not. But so far, the challenges have been pretty fun. So I'd say if you're interested in coding and want a fun little challenge, give it a try to admin code. You have to log in to do it, which I do think is kind of annoying, honestly. But the challenges have been fun. So I got logged in. It was all right. There were problems logging in with GitHub too, by the way. I did, at least. I had trouble with it. I ended up using Google. There were fun problems. I've been trying to think about ways we could try to incorporate those problems with CircuitPython somehow, potentially. Might be kind of fun to try to mash up the two together. Okay, this should be our device. So if I Control C, I can some of this stuff. I have a REPL.py as well, so it executed. All right. So what is in our CodePy right now? I don't remember. One thing I think would be cool is if CodePy got its own special shortcut somewhere in here. I don't know if my pattern is very similar or not, but I tend to do this thing where I will have a lot of code underscore whatever .py. So all these files likely at one point in time were CodePy, and then I copy pasted it and renamed it. Because of the way the alphabetical sorting works with the underscore, it means that code.py, the regular one, is at the bottom of all of those. But I think code.py deserves a shortcut because it's the most likely thing, I think, that the user's trying to open. So maybe one more thing here could be CodePy, or maybe CodePy could somehow have special sorting at the top of this. Something like that I think would be super cool. And it would definitely help me, but again, I don't know if that code underscore, it's kind of a convention I have on my devices. I don't know how widely used it is. Okay, so the only library that this CodePy uses right now is DisplayText. DisplayText does rely on bitmap font, so technically we do have a chain of one requirement. And right now, I believe it is installed. So if I run Control D in here, ooh, we got it incompatible. Okay, so interesting. There was another MPY file update, I guess. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so let's go to our Circup. Actually, do some good testing here. So web workflow, we can go Circup uninstall Adafruit display text. Did not find. Oh, right. Host 192.168.1.119 password. I won't say it out loud, but obviously you can see it. I still need to change it. I'll probably change it after I'm finally done working on this. What's our problem here? HTTP unauthorized. Oh. Yep. That's supposed to be an S. There we go. Coffee cheers, carefully. A little bit full today. Okay. Let's do bitmap font also, because I'm pretty sure that's most likely also an MPY file, most likely also not going to work. If I had to take a guess, so. Okay, there we go. Both of those are now uninstalled. So now I'm going to go back to TO. I'm going to do Control-C, Control-D. It's going to fail because we have no module display text. I am going to go back to Circup. I'm going to run Circup install auto. Wait, I'm going to run Circup install auto like this, because we need the host and the password there. This will read CodePy and find that display text is a dependency, and then install display text. Also then find that bitmap font is a dependency of that, and install it as well, if everything works. Might get ahead of ourselves, but everything works, that's what it will do. It seems stuck here, maybe, though. Seems pretty stuck. Have anything interesting in the TO? No. I maybe should have gone to REPL. I mean, I don't think it should matter, but... Huh. Oh, why are we stuck? Do we get stuck every time? Get dependencies. So this is yellow. Yeah, I mean, tuple versus list is not going to be too big of a problem, I don't think. Oh, hey, wait, no. Here, I mean, it does not look like it's going to finish. So let me just run it again. Does it always fail or get stuck there? Or does it sometimes, like, do we just get unlucky or something? Seems like we actually just got unlucky or something. Because this time it made it past that, and it seems to have successfully installed both of those. We go back to our TO, we could go rerun. And yeah, it did put the text on the display. So it's showing hello world now. So that time succeeded. I'm not sure what was up with the time before. Let me just uninstall this. That should make CodePy fail. If it reruns, because I don't have auto reload on, I don't think. Oh no, it succeeded. Maybe you only need bitmap font if you use a custom font. That could be. Could be. Try to remove this again. Back to TO. Let's do install single target display text rather than auto like we did before. I don't know why we're printing. Somehow, I'll have to figure out what we're printing because we're spamming pretty hard this stuff. Okay, yeah, seems like that's going good. Okay. So I just wanted to do kind of like baseline since this is new web workflow. I wanted to make sure there was nothing just like completely broken, which I was scared for a minute there on the first try, not gonna lie. But that seems to have been an anomaly. We'll keep an eye out for it to see if we get stuck like that again. But for now, it's looking like our install auto and our install single target libraries and our uninstall all those things seem to be going pretty much okay, except for that first time. But how's it going, Johnny? Today's project is to dive into making Sphinx document in a Python library of mine. Nice. Not sure Sphinx is the best bet, though. Sphinx is what we use on the CircuitPython libraries. I would say, I mean, I am in no position to tell you if it's the best bet or not, because it's the only Python documentation tool that I have experience with. So I don't have any, like, compare and contrast with any other tools. It's nice, but I mean, there certainly are things that I do find a little bit challenging about it. One of the things that I find challenging is troubleshooting sometimes, like the errors that come out of it. I sometimes do not understand what they're saying, and it ends up being kind of a guess and check of deleting white space and adding new lines and stuff that I have on occasion seen work to fix it. So like in that front, I do wish the errors sometimes were a little bit nicer and a little bit more directed towards where the problem was, but I will say also, I mean, it's been a little while since I've gotten stuck on something like that, so maybe it's getting better. One thing I will say, personally, I kind of like Markdown over RST, I will say, and we use RST for some of the stuff in the docs and the libraries. I don't know if Sphinx itself is like stuck in RST or if that's just an option. Maybe it can use Markdown too. Personally, I prefer Markdown as a document language, like for README and for help docs and stuff like that. The Sphinx is going to make you HTML pages, of course, but they can embed RST, at least in the libraries. I think some of them embed. Docstring, Gun Cube. Unexpected, yeah. Yeah. Unexpected indentation, yeah. Yeah, and so the 3 is like supposed to be a line number, and like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes that line number I cannot manage to map it to reality. So it's just a number that's supposedly pointing at something, but I go and try to find the third line of relevant stuff, and it's just doesn't end up seeming relevant. So it's like, I don't really know how it's counting. Line 3 of the comment. Maybe ours get thrown off by the licenses or something like that. I don't know. I just remember sometimes I've seen numbers in there and I've gone to look and just been like, no idea what it's talking about. Okay, so our kind of sanity check on just making sure that was working and trying out the new web workflow is all good. We'll keep an eye on it again, and if any other issues with web workflow come up, then we'll report those for Scott. But for now, we're going to dive back into Circup, and the task at hand is refactoring, and specifically it's working through the feedback that Scott left on here. I've knocked out a couple of them, but we still have some more to go. I do need to reread them real fast to get refamiliarized, though, with what. Okay, yeah, so one of them, which is a bunch of them are related effectively, like this, and this. Yeah, this and this are effectively the same thing, the same change that we need to make, which is basically GitHub is making this difficult to see. I guess init seems weird to need a URL here. Yeah, GitHub is making this a little bit hard to see. I think this is module, I guess, 247. Yeah, class module. Okay, yeah. Okay. So one thing that is tricky is this module class was pre-existing, and doesn't fit super easily onto either side of the USB or web workflow. I guess is part of what needs to be refactored about it. Module. So, but the problem is module. See, the problem with this here is that the module class by itself does not guarantee, like, it's not necessarily tied to a backend. Although you could say if it's not tied to a backend, then it certainly does not need a URL. It's true. That part's definitely true. But module class can represent a module that is in the bundle, for instance. Circup downloads the bundle. Circup builds instantiates these module classes, one for every library in the bundle. And those bundle libraries, those don't have a backend, because a backend is a connection to a device, a CircuitPython device, either via web workflow or the disk workflow, the disk backend, which is the standard CircuitPy drive. Module, though, could represent a bundle one, which doesn't have either of those, right? It's not connected to a CircuitPython device. This is also talking about a URL, and it's kind of boiling down to the same thing, which is that we are passing a URL into one of these functions. This one is find modules. Extract metadata from the connected device and available bundles and returns this as a list of, see, there's those module instances representing the modules on the device. Okay, yeah, it's true here. It is weird. It is weird for sure to pass in the device URL. It should only just pass in the backend, and then inside of here, the backend should, I mean, basically the backend should have the device URL on it, so we don't need to give it both. Which definitely does make sense. But that change is going to be in a lot more places than this, because the place where we passed device path right here, actually this one is not too bad. I think this one may not require too many, because I guess find modules is not on the back end. Let me just read through. Yeah, that's where I started. Let me read through all of these just so I have all of them in my mind. Okay, so so we're trying to get rid of the URL that gets passed to module. This one I'm not sure about because of the bundle thing, although it shouldn't need it. Yeah, no, we should be able to do that. That should be fine. Yeah, I don't know. This one is in the init on 77. What is that? That's fine. Modules. Wait, why does it say init? Oh, this says install a file. Okay, I outdated. I guess that's because I've made changes since these comments were left, so the line numbers are probably wrong. Makes that a little bit tougher, actually. But this is install a file using the web workflow. I guess would have been in the it would have been inside of init, but it's actually inside of backends now. In the full URL and the password in the target URL. Yeah. So yeah, we're on the web backend, and we're getting past here the target, which has the password and the host already built into it, but we are an instance of the backend, ergo we have the device location here. We should create it and then append it with, so target should be, target, we want to change target to not be the entire URL. It should instead be only the library name, right? Adafruit display text, for instance. Target, probably. Let's print target right here. Whoa, why would I want an enter there? That makes no sense. Come on. Okay, let's uninstall. Install. Target. What is library? Is it empty? What is library path then? Why do we... If we're plussing these together and target is all of this... Oh. The connect. Oh, okay. No, this was from before. Text. Okay. Target. Wait, what? Is that a different target? Maybe that's the wrong target. Hold on. Maybe we're not printing what I think we're printing. Is file. This one might not be working because it's... not a single file, maybe? We're not doing pi, so that one's not. Update. We're not doing update either. Break it further. So is that RSA? Maybe that's not a real name. Does it hang if you give it an invalid name? Already installed, of course. I just don't want to uninstall every time. I don't know the name of enough libraries though. That's going to be installed too, honestly. Just wasting time with this. Let's uninstall, I guess. Okay, the target that I'm printing came from somewhere else. Right here, I guess. Or here. Where does this get called? Install module. Install module calls install module mpy. Okay. Yeah, it's because I've been putting this in the single file, but this is a directory. And it's not called target down here, it's called module name. Only half following along, so apologies. Yeah, first of all, no need for apologies. Totally cool. If you're half following along, feel free to ask any questions that come to mind. Totally cool either way. Not a problem at all. Just set up a bundle, cloned community bundle, modified my own libs, then project and libs. Use project toml for Circup, bundle add, and it works for USB. Would it also now support web workflow after this PR gets a bit further? I think yes. Truth be told, I'm not so sure about the bundle add. I've never used bundle add myself, but the goal is that everything you can do through the USB workflow with Circup, you should ultimately be able to do through the web workflow with Circup after this PR is done. And a lot of it works right now. We're just trying to refactor it to have better code separation. The bundle add stuff, I cannot speak to very specifically, though. I've never actually used bundle add at all. But I have done installs from the community bundle. I've done installs from the main bundle via web workflow, and it does work. And I've done auto, I've done update, and I've done uninstall. All that stuff has worked so far. If you can link me a bundle, like if it's public, I guess. If it's like private and local, then it's not public, then that won't work. But if there's like an easy other bundle that I can test bundle add with, I will test it. Why did it not print our 456s? Are you serious? Where's our 456s? Why did this not print? Is this old? Did I not just run this? Yeah, I didn't run. Must be old. Gotta be old. I really hope it was old. It's also not printing it from here. That's like, it'd be weird. Okay. Finally. Okay, target. Yeah, module. It's actually module name here. Okay. So our goal is install dir HTTP. This should only take module name. Right now we're appending library path with module name, but we shouldn't. What is this? Not sure what metadata is. I wish that would automatically make the F strings. Bundle add seems easy once. Nice, thanks for the contextual summary. Yeah, for sure. Dear Discord. Inside of HTML, when you right-click on links, one of the options is copy link. Why we need to remove that option, which is like a foundational behavior of the right-click menu of the web. My opinion is we do not. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yak shaving. Oh, wow. This stuff is already in here? This is like brand new still. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This totally should work. I have never done it before, but it should. And we can test it out as long as this thing is public, which it looks like it is, right? Yeah. What is good enough? Is that a, what is that? Is that a, like a hardware manufacturer or something? Enough technology. New window. Early preview after watching your stream. Nice. Yeah. Okay, let's go to repos. Let's go to CircuitPython. Let's go. That's probably good. Clone. Okay. But it's already, is it already set up like this in the repo? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I don't do those parts. I do just, I don't need to clone either, I guess, but we go bundle add, and then it takes the part of the GitHub URL there. Is this getting worse? I feel like we're getting more prints every time I run this. Okay, seems like it succeeded. And then we go this one. Oops, I will need, here, let's do this. Oh, that's an uninstall. Okay, so it, oh, I'm gonna say, so it failed. It prints this warning, which kind of makes it look like it's gonna fail, but it then does go on to check the other ones, because then it's looking like it's gonna succeed, right? Is this installed? Okay, my metadata print. I don't know why all of that stuff is passed. We did fail here, though? What is this? Target? 404. Generated. Maybe... generated. Could it be an MPY problem? Is this got a release with an MPY? Or a, well, would it be a release? Maybe it's an MPY problem. Let me try pi. Okay. Honestly, it seems like it already succeeded before, which is weird because it did say installed. I don't know what it was doing after the fact. Let's look in here. I don't have a sensor, so I can't actually test it, but we can open it up. Well, I don't think I do. I don't recognize the sensor name. What would be the name of it in here? Sensor on. It's not in this list right now. Might have failed, actually. He's only dash pi, okay. I don't see sensor on anything in here. So REPL sees it. Am I missing something? Let me refresh. Oh, wait, there's a isn't, oh, but it's, surely that's doing a refresh, right? Ah, I'm being silly. They are folders first and then files, and I was scrolling right past it every time. Yeah, I'm totally right there. Somehow it thinks that it did. I think I might have messed it up, actually. Let me do an uninstall. Whoops. I don't know if uninstall, this will be a good test to see if uninstall can uninstall a broken install. I probably messed it up with my MPY one first. Should I do the other one too? What's that other one? I2C driver. There we go. Runs under control. I swear it's growing. Yeah, there we go. So it does print. Oh, now we got this, actually. I did get this. NSX version pi. Too large. That doesn't make sense, though, because it's 90 bytes. I don't know. Short answer is it should work, but it seems like it doesn't. I don't know if it's to do with... It doesn't seem like it's to do with the fact that it's in another bundle. It seems like... I mean, this one is nonsensical, but I don't think it's related to being in the bundle, but maybe it is. What does that mean? How can you have a payload too large for URL? I don't know. I would try MPY for one thing. MPY files should be smaller. Are any of these files big? I wish you could see the file size right here. Like, how big is the biggest file? Is it even remotely big, or? It's not in here because I didn't pull submodule. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to the main path. Sorry, I don't want to finish this all the way through, but I think it should work. If it doesn't, file an issue. Checking the file size would be one thing to check, maybe too. If there is a file that's like huge, maybe then that's something to check out. Also, I'm pretty sure one of the things Scott mentioned was something about big files also. So one other thing to try for sure would be older version / newer version. See if maybe one of the changes that he was working on is related somehow. Because like right now I am on that cutting edge version. You could try on current released and see if it gets the same error. If it does, if it succeeds on the current one, it may be something related to what Scott was changing. In which case, maybe there's something we need to change on the Circup side. I don't know if any of the actual API changed or what. I don't recall ever seeing that with any other things. I know for a fact I have done some --pi, but it has been a little bit since I did. Let me try a display text with a pi. It does also seem like it succeeded the another refresh. It does seem like it succeeded the other one, so like not just, yeah, like all of this stuff is here now and exists. So a bunch of stuff succeeded. And within here, that looks incomplete, right? It doesn't have everything, like commands and basically a bunch of stuff is not there. I wonder if you could just rerun. Internal server error, uh-oh. That's not ideal. Got another internal server error. Maybe I broke it now. Let's give it a reset. I wish I could see the, is there more like Should have done this before I reset. Now we're like, now it's probably just gonna work. Oh, okay. It's an empty response anyway. Right now we have no display text. So right now, like, we're in a totally broken state. Like, this was succeeding before, but is not anymore. I did press the reset button on my device as well, so like it reset. But it's still failing. We're gonna pull power. Reapply power. Okay, it failed. The import. Run this. Did I change the code? I don't think I changed the code, did I? I started printing targets because it was in anticipation of removing that from the target URL, but I didn't actually make any change yet. Not sure how we got to this state. Already installed. Seems like we're stuck again. Extra stuck this time. Oh, it's like super stuck. Control C is not. Oh. Okay, failed. Just trying, I guess. Retried a bunch of times, but kept failing. Okay. That succeeded. That failed to uninstall because it's not on the device, which means it should certainly be eligible for installing. But it always just fails with a 500. But like, I swear it succeeded? Like, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 minutes ago? Did it not? There. Does not have a trailing slash, but that's true down here as well. This one shows a trailing slash, but back to here where we printed target, there's not. So that's actually the same. I don't know. I don't know what changed. Feel kind of wrecked. Had I not updated yet? I'm pretty sure updating is the very, very, very first thing I did. But I definitely had updated already, I think. I mean, we failed the MPY one and we got those. We failed the MPY one with MPYs not existing. But that shouldn't just leave Circup in a broken state, I don't think. And then we failed the PY one with a thing too large or whatever. And then from then on, we always failed. But I reset the device multiple times and I unplugged, replugged once. So, like, it shouldn't be possible for anything to have failed hard enough to be stuck, still broken after a full reset. And now we're all the way back to I don't know. Maybe my storage is full. Maybe the reason it was too large is the storage was full. Why did it? But HID also just succeeded. How can you check how full your storage is? Sharp question to help with. I don't know if we'll get any answer. Boy, I can't like really work on the library if I can't install stuff. Okay, I gotta open settings toggle, which I don't want to do on the screen, so I get to unfortunately look at this for a minute, even though it's not very compelling. How do you turn that off? Can you comment inside Tommel? But I should leave this because be going away. Reset. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. I think I should I should of all people I should know the way to get the storage space because I think I added the API for that actually. I think there's a web workflow. I think there's an endpoint that is /diskinfo or something that actually returns that, which I added. I don't remember what the API is though, or where it's documented. And I think I have already switched, but actually it didn't succeed, so I don't have that yet. Let me unplug this, replug it, and see if we get CircuitPy. Boy, we are going to be in big trouble if we don't get CircuitPy or web workflow. He said nervously. Um, oh, goodness. No, that's HTTPS. It's HTTPS. Calm. os.fstat storage. Oh, no, I want 100% reliable. I'm already we're already halfway down a rabbit hole. I don't want to try to count on something that might not be as accurate as it can be. So I commented out the port and the password for web workflow. %, as the OS knows. Oh, you mean from the host OS? Are you saying that's code from the like my PC, for instance, or is that code you would run in CircuitPython? Docs.CircuitPython. No, that's code you would run in CircuitPython. The port should be okay, but the pass is required. But I'm trying to turn it off, right? Like I commented it out to turn it off, and it appears like that part worked. It's gone, but it didn't come back as a drive. So now I can't access anything. Why would it not come back as a drive? Oh, that's okay. CircuitPython. I commented these two things out in my settings toml, kind of assuming that would mean disable web workflow. Oh, do you use this too? Okay, I gotta go through REPL. I didn't recall that we had to set that in BootPy. I thought that was just part of it. I guess, yeah, you gotta put that in BootPy, don't you? Okay. All right. I'm with it now. Okay. Yeah, totally slipped my mind that was a thing that you actually set in there. I thought that was just like part of web workflow for a second. So we need to not do that. I'm just gonna. Can you rename? Yeah, I'm just gonna rename. And blam. Give it that. Reset it. Are you using a Mac? I am not. I am on Ubuntu. There we go. Okay, maybe I was a little bit too hasty, but we're one step closer. Like, we have CircuitPy. Does not seem to want to show me the files on CircuitPy, but we have CircuitPy. Okay, now we have files and a drive. And we are basically out of space. Probably those errors were related to me being out of space then, not the bundle and not the library. That is my new / current hypothesis. How much space do we have total? 900 and, okay, well, we don't, yeah, that's not very much. Yeah. What? Excuse me, what? What? Okay, but also please close when I click close. Like, I don't think... I don't even know. I am... a little bit dismayed. Hooray. No way. Why is there no trash? Usually there's like .trash0 or something. RSA hashlib. Those things did install some, yeah, I'm sure I probably just ran out of space in the middle of it doing that first driver. Whatever the first one that first gave me that error was, it probably failed because I ran out of space. We are going to delete RSA. That's not what I wanted to do. How do you delete? Delete? Escape? D? Yes. We're going to delete hashlib. I'm going to go ahead and delete sensor on ones. I think it will work, though, honestly, if you have enough space on your device. Asterisk. Turns out. Okay. Nope, that's not what we want. Okay, now we have 323K free. Oh, I cannot do this because now we're not in web workflow and yeah. Okay. Back the other way. Not on this screen. Boy, it's been a wild ride. Okay, undo that, save that, close this. Oh, I should have done the boot pie before I did that. Oh well, we'll just do it the same way, right? We'll just do it the same way. Import os.rename not boot.py. Yes, boot.py. Read only. Right. Wait, I can still do it. I can still do it? Part's fine, actually. I can show that. Got ahead of myself, I think. We can still do it here. Oh, but it's in the ins. I don't want to do it in here, though. Move, not. I already had a not boot. Okay. That's pretty funny. Reset. Get no CircuitPy. Should get yes on this, but not HTTPS. But now it's gonna be like stuck in the browser too. Okay, it worked. Sometimes the browser will just not let go of that once you get a redirect to an HTTPS and then you're like, no, seriously, it's not supposed to be. I've had that happen before. It is no fun. Gotta delete every cookies, history, everything. You delete your whole browser almost. But that's what we did. Can we do that? Let's try unplug, replug. I don't think we have changed one line of code, except for adding prints. How's it going, Dexter? Good morning. Still says not read-only. Yeah, doesn't have boot. I wonder why that didn't work. Oh, I need to save as. Oh, I can't do this, though, because... Oh, but then it should still be back to here. Okay. It's on Linux, yes. Ubuntu these days. Used Pop! OS for a while. I switched to Ubuntu. It still came up as a drive. I cannot do anything right. I don't understand what the problem is. This even says bootpy, but it's empty. Would it be empty? This is 101 bytes. Has all the stuff we want inside of it. I copy pasted it and then I renamed it. We got an empty file. Do I need to, maybe it's not saving or whatever? Maybe we need to give it one of these jobbies? Feels safe to remove action? Maybe it was not flushing or whatever? Enjoying Circup over Wi-Fi? Nice. Yeah, I think it's gonna be super nice to be able to use on those devices. Okay, we finally don't have a drive, so we should be, hopefully, leave, refresh, no warnings. Yes, okay. We're back. Back in. Bam. Okay, for real though, with the prints, we gotta get these things under control. What is this? Why are we printing these so much? I think I was trying to fix it because the 9 was broken when I was working on this last. Okay. Back to succeeding. You know what would be really cool is I think if Circup could catch that error, well, I mean, if the web workflow could return you an error that's not a 500, that would be nice. We got that 413 the first time, which I guess was our clue. We should have Circup listen for that 413 and print the error that says your device storage is probably full. And maybe on the 500 also, like on that 500 error, we could say like, check your storage level, it might be full, because like it could 500 for a different reason, but since that's what we were seeing, and that's probably the most likely reason, I would think, right? Maybe. Okay. You're back to working. And module name and path. This is where we were actually like trying to get into the code last. First, I should say, not really last. Never actually made it in, but so we would want to be changing this to not so that the library path does not contain all this stuff. Where was... This is install module mpy. Where was this? Is this a different function? So install file http. This must get called by install module py mpy. Okay. Does this exist on both backends? Yes. And when you're using the disk backend, it would... This the disk backend? Really? Is this what we're in? Does that mean we're in web backend? Or does it not have one in disk? It does. Yeah, you have to click, but once you click, then it does work. Okay, that's good to know. And you can click this to go back. That's actually pretty nice too. Okay, I didn't know about those. And so in the disk workflow, obviously there would be no password or anything else. And if so basically the change we would be making is instead of library path, we want it to just take library name. Is this the same signature? Hold on. Bundle library path metadata. Bundle library path metadata, yeah. But where did module name come from? Metadata path? And path? Bundle path. The bundle path, that's the library inside the bundle. I don't even know where to begin to change it, though. I'm so lost, honestly, in where to even start trying to change it to not have the password. Like, it's easy to make it not use the password because in web backend, we have device location and libdir path, so if we have the library name, we just take device location, add libdir path, and then add the library name, and that will be the value that we were /r being passed right here. So we can derive it from what we have. Well, this says library path. Oh, okay. Library path is not the path. Library path, it should be libraries path or libdir path. It's not a single library path, it's the path to the lib directory. Okay, well, I guess one step at a time. Let's not pass it in. Let's just go here, easy peasy, replace it with self.library. I'm actually just going to say self.library path, honestly. We'll make a library path. And then that would be self.library path equals self.device location plus self.libdir path. We need a slash. Okay. Go to usages. Take this here, gone. There we go. Where did this get called from? It's here. It's in what? Install module. So we would go no more passing this. And it's mad because on disk backend it still takes it, I guess, probably. Emitter metadata is unfilled. Oh, and also on backend, the superclass. There we go. Okay. Does that work? Yeah, it should work. Nice. So -py also, not dash, but underscore, right? Why doesn't that one do bundle? Why doesn't this one have bundle? That seems weird, right? I don't know about that. Because it's only the Python bundle. So the MPY bundle, there's multiples. It could be the 8 MPY or the 9 MPY or the 7 MPY or whatever. For the Python bundle, there's only one. There's not multiples, so it doesn't need to be passed. Fair enough. Library path. We could just use self. I don't know. Does that work? I'm gonna try to get into the habit of doing my uninstall after a successful test. That way when I want to test again, I'm ready to go. No. Let's do an uninstall. I don't think it succeeded to install anything, but the data. So I think maybe I didn't fix it in the back end too. No, it is not there. Oh, right. Yeah. Duh. Go. Got another one of these where we're kind of like stuck again. I am also no longer on that absolute newest. I don't know if Alpha 5 contains that new web workflow stuff or not, though. Oops. Already installed. It succeeded, but it just didn't print that it was done successful. Okay. Next problem is that we need to make self.library path for the disk backend because, yeah. Okay. And then ultimately we're going to want to come through like pretty much all of these functions and remove the location. Like a lot of them got the location passed, and we won't want to do that anymore. Instead, we'll use self dot. Another one. Okay, here's library path, so we get rid of that. What's this mad about? Unresolved attribute. Uh-oh. I don't know why that's mad. Apparently disk backend is broken on the auto. Where's the PY one? Oh, where's the MPY one? Okay. Okay, let me try disk backend, aka plug in a device with USB close to web workflow. So I just plugged in my Funhouse, unplugged the Feather TFT. None in string. So either device location is none. Yeah, device location is none. None. Come from? Why is it none? Get device path. Host password path. So I mean, host password, those are blank. Should be. Path filled in here? None. Oh, yeah. Well, that's because path, it's the argument path, dash dash path, the command line argument. Okay. So if path, which us, that's no, that's not true. It's none. So we don't do that. Elif host, nope, that's also not true because that's none. Else, device path equals find device. Why would this be failing? Did I ever test the disk backend after I fixed it on Windows? Test it on Linux? Thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay, so Linux, supposedly this. Known operating system found device. If mount, mount, sbin mount. Or mount command. Try mount output, check output. Mounted volumes. Volume ends with CircuitPy. That's more than I thought it was gonna print. It's not connected as CircuitPy. Why did I not check that first? Why would I not have checked that first? Okay, but also why is it not connected as CircuitPy? This file manager bothers me sometimes. Yeah, there's no CircuitPy. Oh, there's a CircuitPy. We should check though, right? We should be checking if that's none and saying an error, right? Yeah, we need to do that. We need to add a check for that to be none, and if it's none, it should print like no device found or whatever. I'm pretty sure it used to do that, honestly, so I probably broke it somehow. Why didn't I take that out? that was working the whole time. It just didn't actually connect for some reason. Like from Circup's perspective, it was working the whole time. We do need to check for that thing to be none and raise a different error, but let me do pi. That was MPY, right? Yeah, let me do pi. I think I'm going to wrap up after this as well. I didn't really get, honestly, all that much done, but kind of got sidetracked for a while on the device being full. Took me a while to figure out that my storage was full. But now I know what that looks like, so be quicker next time. We did remove one instance of the... Well, basically, we fixed one more of the feedbacks, but there's, I think, a bunch of other places where we're passing, if not the library path, which was the one we fixed, but lots of them are like device location right here. We're going to want to get rid of a bunch of others, I think. Handful of others. We got to figure out this. This one seems broken. Yeah. Assuming that's auto, so I'm assuming if we go auto, and that's a no-go right now on the disk workflow. Actually, that worked. I think this got removed from the back end, actually, right? Libraries from CodePy is not on a backend anymore. It's on init. Why did that work? That shouldn't work. It shouldn't work, should it? It shouldn't work because it's not on self. Didn't print. The only usage is in the test file. There you go. Okay. Libraries from imports? Seems like I left this half done, honestly. Libraries from Pi is not on a backend anymore. Libraries from Pi takes a Python code file contents, and it gives you back a list of libraries that are used by that code file. And that action doesn't require a backend because it doesn't touch a device. Now, our contents came from a device, but inside that function, it doesn't care about the outside world. Just, we got a Python code file contents. We're going to look for all those things. But the weird thing is both of these libraries from imports, this is on our web backend, and the same thing on our disk backend. Both exist, and both are trying to call libraries from CodePy on self, which no longer exists. It's not on self. It's here. So nothing is calling these anymore. Nothing is actually using this. I guess we've already kind of proven to ourselves by clicking through, and the only place that it goes to is the test file. So this could just be removed along with the other one. And then everything still works the same, right? Oops. Yeah, okay. Take these back out. I need to remember to fix the none check. Change. Run pre-commit. We're gonna fail on a lot of stuff, but it will at least do black formatting. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you to everybody for hanging out. Hope you all have a nice rest of your day and weekend and all that stuff. I will be back for sure next week at the normal time, 10 a.m. Central Time. You're on YouTube and Twitch? Yeah. Cat's meowing at me for some reason. Boy, I sure hope the preview that's in this window is not correct, because it is like a long time ago, like at the very beginning of the stream. So hopefully that's just weirdly out of date for some reason. Yeah, the preview over here is actually fine, so I think it's probably fine. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll be back next week. If anybody's interested in advent of code, so outside of CircuitPython, but if anybody's interested in advent of code, I have been doing those. I've done both days so far. If there is interest in that, maybe I'll pop on the stream one day while I work on those. Don't know which day for sure, but let me know if anyone else is doing that and wants to work along, or if there's any interest in that. Maybe I'll pop on. Otherwise, I'll just do them in the background. But take it easy for now. I will see you next time. Have a nice day, and thanks again.